Hey, and good morning, everybody. It's Karel here at my home, having my breakfast, having my tea and my breakfast with my little girl, Ember. I got to get something off my chest, though, because a lot of politicians and a lot of groups are running around waving their rainbow flags about this allegedly protection of marriage bill that is so monumental that it passed the Senate and this is groundbreaking and 12 Republicans voted for it and Billy Porter is posting about the 30 plus that didn't vote for it or whatever. And okay, again, this is better than nothing legislation, and I actually don't support it. It is better than nothing legislation but it is not anything for the LGBTQ community to be proud of. All this legislation says is that if the Supreme Court strikes down all gay people's right to marry in every state, in other words, if the Supreme Court strikes down equality, then we can go back to this fractured patchwork where if you're married legally in California, because California has LGBTQ marriage, so if you are married in California and then you move to a state like, I don't know, Kentucky for whatever reason, and they don't recognize same-sex marriage, that your marriage will still be valid and recognized in Kentucky. It doesn't mean Kentucky has to grant same-sex marriage. It doesn't mean that Kentucky has to issue same-sex marriage licenses. It just means that if a person is married that moves to Kentucky, they have to honor that. That's all. Now, a piece of history, this goes back to the Loving case, interracial marriage, which is actually in this bill as well. And that was Mrs. Loving's problem. Mrs. Loving, they moved to the north from the south, or yes, I believe that was the way it was. They moved up instead of down. And in the new state where they lived, their marriage was not recognized. It was where they came from, but it was not where they lived. So she sent a letter to the then Attorney General, Bobby Kennedy, and of course he couldn't do anything specifically, but he did get involved in the case, and then it got to the Supreme Court and interracial marriage was legalized. And so and here's the kicker. Here's the one that you're just going to love. It specifically states that churches do not have to perform same-sex marriage, recognize same-sex marriages, and that they cannot be in danger of losing their tax-exempt status if they don't recognize same-sex marriage and don't perform same-sex marriage. That's okay. You can still be tax-exempt, still be a non-political organization, still be you, but you can openly discriminate against gays. The Mormon Church is for this bill, which means it gays right up the you-know-what. So no, this is a suck-ass bill presented by a very weak Democratic Congress. This is a suck-ass bill. This does not grant marriage equality in all 50 states for all of the LGBTQ community. All this does is allow states to once again go back to saying, we don't allow gay marriage here, but if you live here, we'll recognize your marriage because it's valid in another state. States already do that with the laws. Already. It's called reciprocal agreements. Oh. Anyway, stop flying your rainbow flags. This ain't a victory. It codifies religious discrimination. It puts it into law that it's okay for religions to discriminate against gays. This is not a step forward, so stop acting like it.